So hello everyone, my name is Kuldeep Vittarao Bhongde, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Nilkantrao Shinde Science and Arts College, Bhadravati. So today we are going to learn about the topic, that is what is laser, its production and its characteristic. So firstly, what is laser? So laser name itself describe all the phenomenon which are related to it. Each letter have its own meaning. So what laser stands for? So we just see one by one. So L for the light, A for the amplification, S for the stimulated, E for the emission, and R for the radiation. So in this way, laser stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. So as we all know that laser is basically a light which is a part of the radiation, and it can be emitted by the process stimulation as well as amplification. So firstly, the laser is discovered in 1960. So first laser is a ruby laser, and it can be discovered by the scientist Miemann, and he also got Nobel Prize for this discovery of the laser. Now we just see the what is the procedure or main component which are involved in the production of the laser one by one. So first component is a active medium. So active medium is basically a main component which actually emit the laser. Now second component is the optical cavity. So optical cavity is the basically arrangement which can help that active medium to produce the laser. Now third term is the population inversion. So it is basically a stage from which the laser emission is start. So until we achieve that state, there is no laser emission is there. And fourth one is the pumping. So in order to achieve that population inversion state, we need the external source to supply the energy to that of the active medium. So that process of the supplying the external energy to that active medium is known as the pumping. Now in next slide we just see all these four parameters in very detailed form. So firstly, active medium. So active medium is main medium or main term which actually emit that laser light. So rest of the three terms are only help to achieve that state or to emit the laser, but the term or the medium which actually emit the laser is known as the active medium. It have three state, that is it is either solid, liquid or gas. So when we talk about the solid, so in case of the solid laser it is ruby laser. In case of the gaseous type of the laser, it is helium neon laser. And when we talk about the liquid type of the laser, so there are various liquid dyes which can emit that laser. So active medium is the medium which actually emit the laser. Now next term is the optical cavity. So what is meant by the optical cavity? So basically it is the arrangement which help that active medium to emit the laser and also in the amplification process. So it is basically a chamber which consists of that active medium, and as we see in the diagram, it have that red portion on left hand side as well as on right hand side. So it is basically a silver layer. So when we talk about the right hand side red portion, it is a partially silver layer. It means that radiation can be partially transmitted and partially reflected. But when we talk about the red region on the left hand side, then it is totally reflecting layer. It means that radiation fall on it, it's completely reflected from its surfaces. So this arrangement is known as the optical cavity. It can help that radiation in the process production of the laser for the amplification. So next term is the population inversion. So in order to understand the population inversion, we just need this figure. So in general, we all know that the number of the particle is always greater in the ground state as compared to that of the excited state. But what it names suggests that population inversion. It means that the things that happen in nature generally, it is exactly inverse to that of the phenomenon. So if we consider that E1 is the ground state energy level having the number of the particle N1, and A2 is the excited state energy level having the number of the particle N2. So according to the definition of the population inversion, what happened? The number of the particle in excited state is always greater than that of the number of the particle in ground state. So as we can see that N2 is greater than that of the N1. Now next parameter is pumping. So as we know that in general what happened, the number of the particle in the ground state is always greater than that of the excited state. But according to population inversion, we required the number of the particle in excited state is always greater than that of the number of the particle in ground state. So it is not useful. That's why we need to supply the external energy in order to achieve that state. So for this process, the supply of the external energy to that active medium or this whole arrangement is known as the pumping. It is basically of various type. Either we can supply the light, so it is optical pumping, or when we supply the electrical energy to give the particle energy to jump from the ground state to excited state. So this whole process is known as the pumping. So we just see all these phenomena once again. So active medium is basically a medium which actually involve in the emission of the laser. Optical cavity is basically arrangement which contain that active medium, and it can help that active medium in the production of that laser and amplification also. Now third term is the population inversion. It is basically state without which the laser cannot be produced, and fourth one is the pumping state. So in order to get that population inversion state, we have to supply the external energy to that medium. So that process is known as the pumping. Now next, and what happened after this? There is a emission of laser. When all the conditions are satisfied, then after that there is a emission of the laser is there. Now next is the characteristic of the laser. So as we know that every phenomenon or every term have its own characteristic. It can be different from that of the other parameters or phenomenon using certain specific parameters or characteristic. So laser is also have some specific characteristic which differentiate it from the other light sources. So what is that? So we just see one by one. So first one is a monochromatic. So what is meant by the monochromatic? So as we know that the white light consists of the 7 color. So each color have its different wavelength, different frequency. So what happened to that? When we see that white light, it is not a monochromatic. What does mean by the monochromatic? So monochromatic means it must have only single wavelength. It does not consist of the various type of the wavelength. It consists of single wavelength. So laser light is monochromatic. It means that the laser light consists of the only single color or single wavelength. It defines the characteristic that is monochromatic. Now second parameter is the coherence. So what is meant by the coherence? So as you see in the diagram, what we see that LED light. So in case of the LED light, we see that the each wave have travel in the different direction. There is no phase relationship between the various wave. That's why what happened? There is no phase relationship. Each wave travel in its own way. But when we see the diagram of the laser light, then what is there? There is a definite phase relationship or constant phase relationship in case of the laser light is there. So that constant phase relationship or zero phase angle or constant phase difference is there. So that property of the laser is known as the coherence. Now next property is the unidirectionality. So as we all know that when we consider that white light or LED light or any general light, so if we switch it on, then what happens? It gives light in all the possible direction. But when we switch on the laser, then laser can give us light in only a very single particular direction. So that property of the laser defines that it is unidirectional. It means that it cannot be spread as that of the white light or LED light. It can travel in only single direction. So that is also the property of the laser. So now next one property is the intensity. So it is very important property. So what is meant by the intensity? So as we know that if we switch on the white light or LED light, it spread out very much. That's why it can give us light in only one room and it can travel a only small distance. But as we all play with that point laser, so what we see that if we switch on that point laser, then it can travel up to the 15 or 1500 meters or 1 kilometer. Even 1 kilometer distance is possible for that particular laser to travel. So what it defines that it laser have such a large intensity that it can travel so much large distance, which is not possible to that particular torch or white bulb or LED. It is not possible to them to travel such a large distance, but due to that high intensity, this ability is achieved by the laser. So these are the basically four characteristics of the laser. First one is a monochromatic. It means that it have a single wavelength. Second one is a coherence. It means that it have a constant phase difference. Third one have the unidirectional. It means that the laser can travel in only single particular direction. And fourth one is have a high intensity. It means that it have such a large intensity is that it can travel a very large distances. So this is all about the laser, its production and its characteristic. So thank you all physicists for your support to this channel. So for more information, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to get the latest update first. So if you have any question regarding this video, then write in